Hello, everybody. Welcome to Truth Broadcasting. I'm the host of the program, Mr. Truth there, because I'll always dare to tell you the truth. Sorry I haven't been on with you guys in a few days. I'm sorry I missed Christmas, didn't do any kind of a Christmas greeting or anything like that. It wasn't because I didn't want to, it's because, excuse me, as you can see, I've been kind of tired, kind of exhausted actually. Working third shift, I haven't done this since 1997, so it's really getting Um, it's an adjustment. We'll put it that way. Quite the adjustment. Not on here trying to scare anybody, but I do have something to say that I feel is very necessary and very important. A couple of things, actually. Other than the fact that I don't remember if I mentioned this or not last week, but for several days here in Louisville, at least in one part of Louisville, I don't know about anywhere else, but over here in the Preston Highway area of the South End, for several days, all of the gas stations had the pumps covered, claiming that they didn't have any gas. Well, there was at least one I know, I can't say which one, but one that I know for sure did have gas, but for some reason they couldn't. They were told that they couldn't get the gas out once it got to a certain level. Someone has to come in and do something to the pumps to get them to pump. However, why would every single gas station on an entire stretch of highway, which is a pretty long stretch of travel, every last one of them, customers were coming in and they were mentioning that there wasn't a single gas station anywhere on Preston Highway that was selling gas. All of them had the pumps covered. I don't know about you, but I find that very suspect. Especially after pipelines being shut down, Biden claiming that they could use COVID, as he called it, COVID style restrictions to bring down carbon emissions. Fauci the lousy having said that Christmas needed to be canceled and all this malarkey, which is all it is. It's a bunch of bullshit malarkey. And we know that a lot of these big companies are in on their Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050, and so on. They're in on it. We know that. The politicians, I believe, personally, are basically doing what the big money companies tell them to do. And it's kind of working to their detriment, it seems to me, because a lot of them are going out of business. And if they if they don't go out of business soon, I'll be very shocked. A lot of them, they're losing a lot of money because they can't get people to come into work. And even when some of them raise their pay rate to several dollars more an hour than anyone else in the community is paying, even then, some people don't want to come to work. So none of this is good, obviously. But I think there was something going on in that. I really do. I think that these companies did that deliberately as an experiment to see how people were going to react. If they didn't react unfavorably for 4 or 5 days, I wonder how long it's going to be before they do it for a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Well, you get the idea. Don't be surprised if that winds up happening on a national level. Right now, they're doing it locally on a small scale to see how it's going to go. I believe that's what's going on. Don't be surprised if you see this happen. Other than that, well, I heard within the last couple of days, not only have we been hearing recently about monkeypox, that psychopath that keeps trying to kill so many people and is succeeding quite well. He's succeeding. We got nearly 200 million people in this country, which is roughly almost 2/3. Deagle said 2/3 of the population by 2025 was going to be gone. They didn't say how. I think this is going to be a big part of it, definitely. People are going to probably also leave the country. I don't think that's going to help them any. Everywhere else, I think it's pretty much about worse than here, but it's getting to the point I think it's going to get a lot worse here too. Smallpox, monkeypox, God knows what else. Now there are flights all over the world, China particularly, canceling hundreds and hundreds of flights due to an outbreak of hemorrhagic fever, some sort of hemorrhagic fever. There are quite a few of them. Ebola is one of them, but there are others. They are all quite dangerous. According to what I'm hearing, the one that is currently breaking out in Asia has a 12% mortality rate. Not as high as it could be, but high enough. High enough to be scary. If this goes global, which it may have, because from what I'm hearing, the United States is also canceling flights like crazy. Of course, they're claiming it's because of, the normal things that they want to claim. People not wanting to get the death mark, not showing up for work or getting fired, being laid off, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that that's all there is to it. I could be wrong, but I think that whatever it is that was in China might be here too. I don't know that for sure. Don't make me swear to it. I don't know for sure, but I think it's a possibility. And if this one does not do what they want it to do, to kill off as many people as possible, then they'll bring something out, whether they have to genetically create it or not. And they probably will eventually. They're going to create something that very few people will be able to fight off and will kill a lot of people. I believe that's going to happen. As far as bubonic plague was concerned, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think that back then they had the means of creating disease. It's possible they may have, and we just didn't know it. I do believe that with the pandemic of 1918 and 1919, regardless of what people say about the advancement of science at that time, I personally believe that it was far more advanced than they want to let on, and that was a genetically altered and created flu that was let loose to kill as many people as possible for whatever the reason. What the reason would have been, keeping the population on where they wanted, I guess. The only reason it makes any sense. They're going to bring something out that they create, and when they do, it's going to kill a massive amount of people all over the world. I'm sure of that. When they're going to do it, I don't know, but I think it's going to be definitely within the next 3 years that that's going to happen. Because if the death marks don't get as many people as they want them to, which it's not going to kill everybody, some people are going to actually be transformed into some sort of human robot cybernetic creature. I was listening to Michio Kaku talking about a lot of this kind of thing this morning, and it was scary. Of course, from his perspective, it's all fine, dandy, and wonderful things. Well, I don't see it that way. That's how they get you in and get you hooked with the medical applications. And then by the time it's too late, it's altered your brain and your entire body chemistry. I don't trust any of it. At any rate, prepare as best you can. I don't know how well anybody can prepare for something like that, but whatever you can think of to do to prepare for it, do it, because it's coming. Mark my words, it's coming. Sometime between now and, I would say, likely the end of 2024, it'll be unleashed, and by the end of 2025, we're going to see we'll probably even before then see a dramatic decrease in the population. It's happening slowly but surely already. But we'll see a tremendous decrease by the end of 2024, and even then more so by the end of 2025. So, if you don't know anything about herbal medicine, get the book and get the herbs, get your mortar and pestle, whatever you need, and learn how to do it, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Till next time, Mr. Truth there, signing out.